Hello and welcome back to Now to Play, which is an adventure-driven podcast about video games, and for this first series, we've been journeying through the Kanto region in Pokémon Red and Blue for the original Game Boy. In case you're new here, my name is Finn Campbell, and I'm thrilled to once again be joined by my lovely co-adventurer, John Isaacs.
It has been an adventure, some ups, some downs. I'm excited to get into this week with you.
And we know with this setup we're doing with the Nuzlocke, the downs can be fatal.
Yes.
So yeah, we've already gotten our feet wet with 2 badges. However, because it's Nuzlocke, there's no guarantees and disaster could strike at any moment. We hope you'll stick around with us, as this episode will see us expand our teams and head to the next gym in Vermilion City. The 3rd episode of Now to Play Pokemon Red and Blue starts right now. So in the last episode, we crossed paths with Team Rocket for the first time as we went through Mount Moon. We met Bill, who's the boy genius behind the Pokemon storage system and the PC and all that. And we also ended the episode by acquiring the Cascade badge from Misty's gym in Vermilion City. So this week we're going on to Vermilion. As we exit Cerulean, we're on Route 5. I was dipping my toe in there a little bit last week. John, did you see anything, catch anything on Route 5?
I did. After Cerulean City, I jumped and just started following the path down there in the grass. And I thankfully caught myself a Mankey. And it was fantastic. So happy. It's one of those things, just, again, trying to make sure I have at least one of type each, and getting a fighting type that early. Ground type. Is it ground? It's fighting.
Fighting type, yeah.
Fighting type. Getting fighting type this early was very, very beneficial to me, so I was pretty happy with that one. And my Mankey's name is Caesar.
Oh, yeah, good stuff, good stuff. I talked last week for ages about how much I love Mankey and Primeape. They're the only fighting types I like. All the other fighting types are like ugly weirdos.
Really? You don't like Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan?
No, I hate him, John. I really do. We'll get to that point when we're in that city, but I really hate those freaks. So, yeah, you go through the underground tunnel because the road to Saffron City is closed. You can't go that way. And it's just a big empty tunnel. There's no Pokemon to find there. There's no trainers. So you just end up in Route 6, which is right on the path to Vermilion City. And there's just a bunch of junior trainers to fight, some nasty ones, a lot of Machops and such.
Yeah.
I didn't really touch going into the grass here. Did you?
No, I didn't touch the grass. I took on all of the trainers. Finn, can we talk?
Yeah, we can talk.
Let's
That's what we're here to do, man.
Let's mellow the mood a little bit. I suffered a loss, Finn.
No.
I suffered a loss.
Oh, God, John. I'm nervous to see who it was. Can I guess?
Go ahead and guess.
Was it Jerry?
No, it wasn't Jerry.
Oh,
that
God,
bitch is still going.
Jerry's lived. Oh, my God, John. Put me out of my suffering. Who was it?
I will be honest. I got taken out by a junior bug trainer who had, like, a Butterfree.
Yeah.
That Butterfree had confusion.
Uh-huh. Psychic move.
Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, I had Freylon, my Beedrill, up there, and he one-shotted me.
Oh, because it's Poison Bug.
Poison Bug. Yeah, completely forgot about that. I was like, oh, I'm good. I had Jerry in there, pulled Jerry out real fast just to get that the XP, and then I was like, oh, Bug v Bug. Why not? I threw Freylon in there just to try and get the poison. I had a Poison Sting.
Yeah.
I got one Poison Sting in there. I was like, all right, feeling okay. And then Confusion. And just one shot. And I was like, oh, shit. And just all of a sudden, I just see my Beedrill, Freelon, just gone. And it was such a surreal feeling to go, oh,
John,
I can't do anything.
I've just noticed you have a Beedrill in your background, and now I
Yep.
know it's in memory of Freylon.
It's in memory.
The
Yep.
fallen Beedrill. Oh my god.
My fallen Beedrill Freelon. Yep. I have him. I put him back there. That's exactly why he's there.
So
I'm
yeah,
gonna
you're
hint
like
at something.
You're wiping the sweat from your brow. It's like, I can't grieve for Freylon.
I can't.
have
Nope.
to beat this
Can't do
thing
anything right now. I have to annihilate this
for
Beedrill.
the rest of the party.
Exactly. I couldn't do anything. I was like, screw it, Iggy. Just go. And just light this bitch on fire and then burn him in an effigy is what I did. But I just, I stopped for a second and I was in our family room and I just kind of put down my system and I was like, I don't know what to do right now.
Oh,
So I was able to, no. I actually had to walk back to Cerulean City because I wasn't through all the trainers yet. There is a bug trainer right there. So I had to walk back to Cerulean City in my head holding my Beedrill.
oh no.
Get to the Pokemon Center, heal everyone up, put him in the box, and then release him. And I just kind of sat, and I think I stopped. I think I truly I stopped, and I'm like, I can't do this right now. I cannot do this right now because I was like, I had him as a Weedle, and he was the one that like my first full evolution, 1, 2, 3, and I was like, all right, we're good. And it really is. It's the idea of just calculating everything. And then one miscalculation will completely decimate you. And this is the fun part about the Nuzlocke, but this is also the part that hurts.
That's heavy, John.
I
imagine the long walk through that tunnel back to Cerulean, just like this dark, empty tunnel, and just cradling this Beedrill.
Mm-hmm.
And it hits harder because, as we talk about, that's the rules. You know what I mean? In a normal Pokemon playthrough, they faint, take it to a Pokemon Center, they're all better. You can go out and fight with them again. This time, not so much.
Not so much, yeah.
I'm
out of Beedrill.
Rest in peace.
And it's like one of those things like, and I'm gonna try and play it this way. If I run into another one, I could pick one up, but I'm not. I don't like, once they're gone, I don't want another Pokemon like that.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna just, Freelon was my only Beedrill. I'm gonna play it that way. So now I have to kind of weirdly in my head make new relationships with Pokemon and trying not to. It is almost like losing a pet. We've all lost a pet, and I never want to replace a pet. It's always, we're moving on and we're going to keep on going, and we remember the old pets, and it's that idea. That's what I'm putting myself into right now. Where like I had a Beedrill. His name is Freelon. I don't know if I'll ever have another Beedrill, so I'm going to make stronger connections with everyone else who's in my party right now.
Do you think Freylon would have made it into your final squad if they lived?
I don't know. I want to say yes, because I know last podcast we were talking about who was in there, and I had 2 or 3. Freylon would have been there depending on everyone else and how the relationships actually worked, but maybe, but I guess realistically, probably not.
Okay.
But it just kind of sucks because deep down, I don't know if you're like this, deep down I was like, I just want to make sure no one dies. Yeah. I don't give a damn.
Yeah. That was wild, John. I didn't expect that so early in the podcast, but I guess that's the random nature of it, yeah. All right, well, we got to shake that off because we've got business to attend to. That's the thing about this. We got to keep going. We arrive in Vermilion City, mercifully.
Oh, yeah.
It's a coastal city in the heartland of Kanto. There's many ships to be found in the dock, including the SS Anne, which, when we met Bill last week, he gave us the ticket to go on. He said, like, it's a fancy party full of, high society life and Pokemon trainers, and you should go because he hates that stuff. So we know we're going to get on there eventually. There's some residents in town who are very proud of how clean the air in Vermilion is because they're scared if they allow too much waste and toxicity to roam, it will lead to an outbreak of Grimers, which I just think is nice.
That's actually a really cool idea. Like, just putting that out there.
Yeah. On the east side of town, there is a guy that's like laying the foundations for a house, and he's having a Machop help him stamp out the ground, which I think is the first time we've seen a Pokemon like helping out in building or farming in that way so far, which is you'll see a lot more later on. There's a house with an old fisherman. Did you go and talk to him?
I did, yes.
Yeah. What does he give you?
gave me an old rod, and I was really, really happy about that old rod.
But the old rod's pretty useless anyway, because right now you can only catch Magikarp with it.
Yep, and we both have one.
Yeah, we both have one, so like because of our duplicate claws, you can use the old rod just to like farm Magikarps if you want, but they're always pretty low level, so there's not really a point in that. Because I do think that's funny for going back to Gen 1 when it originally released, and no one really knows the rules yet, what the old rod does. You've seen water Pokemon up to this point. You'll see a lot of water Pokemon on the SSM when we get there, and you can't get them, you can't obtain them, and you finally get this old rod from a fisherman. You're like, all right, I'm going to fish, I'm going to catch all these water Pokemon that I've seen. No, you eat Magikarp. That's all you get. It's such a weird troll to put in there.
Patience is what they were teaching us.
Sure. In Vermilion City is also the Pokemon Fan Club, which is a place where members just engage in vigorous, often heated discussion about their beloved Pokemon. And it's such a weird thing to add because, like, in this world they've set up, no one's indifferent about Pokemon. No one's like, I've never seen a Pokemon in my life. Like, everybody has an opinion on them. Yeah. So, I guess this is a building made out of necessity. There's a chairman at the top of the table, and he's boasting that his collection comprises over 100 Pokemon, which I think is the first time we've heard of that many Pokemon existing out there. We were talking in the first week about, like, when you're playing this for the first time, how many Pokemon could there really be? So, he asks you to listen to him patiently, like the poster says, while he brags about his Rapidash. And if you do, as a reward, he offers you, John, a bike voucher. A voucher?
The greatest thing
for a bike.
In red and blue.
$1 million ticket.
$1 million. We could sell for $1 million, because God knows we could use the potions. Or super potions. But I don't know about you, Finn. I hate how slow our character walks.
Oh, sure.
It kills me.
Yeah, so I'm going to assume we both rushed right back to Cerulean to get that bike. Okay, yeah. And then you're just... The big empty path kind of has meaning now, because you can just ride your bike and go, whee! Yeah, I thought, because we're still in this Pokemon fan club, right? I thought now would be a good time to talk about... to place ourselves in the minds of this Pokemon fan club and talk about the world this game, the rules this game is presenting to us at this point, right? Because we're 3 episodes in now, and the game has sort of set up multiple paths for you to go down. There's obtaining all the badges and becoming champion of the Pokemon League. There is Team Rocket doing their business out there, nefarious deeds. And Professor Oak gave you the quest in the beginning to obtain all the Pokemon in the world. At this point for you, John, whether we're talking back then when you originally played it or even today, what is your priority? What do you think your character's priority should be in terms of, like, what are we going after first here? What is the top thing that I want to do in this world?
I would have to go with the badges, and only because of the rules of the Nuzlocke. Because of we theoretically can never catch them all.
Sure. Yes, we cannot catch them all.
We cannot catch them all. Like, if it was one of those, when I was a kid, I distinctly remember going after every single one. When I registered how you had to do that, it was the few times that I've actually 100%ed a game. But it's one of those things, like, now, like me, 38, I think I would actually, like, all right, what could I do with Pokemon that was closer to the Machop helping the man clear out space for a house? Like, that's where I go. Like, can I get a farm or something like that, where all of the Pokemon are there, like, we're all working the farm together and, like, harvesting shit and doing that. Like, the older I've gotten, the more I'm like, oh, I just want to hang out with the Pokemon and we all do good for the world. Yeah. And, like, maybe I would do, like, training or battles, but it wouldn't be it'd be a maybe once a month kind of, like, if we had a Pokemon group together, like, oh yeah, we're all going to train, we're all going to have fun battles. It's nothing big, but we're just all collectively trying to do, like, farm work or building houses or something like that, where I think that would mean more to the people than just I'm going to go kick the shit out of a Pokemon. Now, if we're bringing back Freelon, I'm going to kick the shit out of every single Pokemon because I'm pissed. But right now, in this moment, I'm trying to push that away and swallow my feelings and go, no, I want to do the better thing. And like, the older I've gotten, the more I'm like, man, they are just like pets, and I want them to be loved and cared for, which I'm not saying being a trainer is not that, because you definitely need to do that. But it's just like, would I hate my life if behind me there was a Meowth just hanging out? No, I wouldn't. I think that'd be really kind of badass.
I don't think this world... I think from the beginning they knew that there was no correct answer to that question I laid out to you of like, what is the correct path to take? I think, you know, there's breadcrumbs already in these 3 episodes that we've done, and it sort of continues further on in the Pokemon series that like further cements it, where there's no correct way to raise Pokemon. It's simply in how you do it and not what you do with them.
Yeah.
And I talk a lot about, you know, how cool the evolution stuff is, because to me, this world is about existing with Pokemon in harmony. And you were talking about there, like, you would love to have them mature up and stamp out foundations and build houses or do, you know, ride a Rapidash out into the wilderness and go have an adventure. Which I think is beautiful, because they said that in the very beginning, right? Where it's like, some people use Pokemon to fight. Others keep them as pets. Others do all these other things. Further on in this episode, we'll encounter some different types of trainers. There's engineers who keep Magnemites with them.
Yeah.
I think when you beat Misty in the Cerulean Gym, she talks about every trainer needs to have a style or like an approach they take to their Pokemon. Mm-hmm. Her approach is all-out attacks with water types.
Yeah.
There's NPCs in Vermilion that talk about there is no universally strong Pokemon because of type advantage. You can always find a way to win. And what I think about how well it's implemented is you think about how you raise Pokemon and the evolution stuff. I don't even see the experience points ticking up as like pure numbers. The Pokemon are learning and growing stronger as they fight. And that learning and discovering and growing ends up being reflected on the outside in the form of evolution. The stuff that they've like internalized has led to their physical form changing, and you can see how much they've grown. I think the Pokemon need you to achieve that. As a trainer, you need to guide them and give them battles and keep them healthy and stuff. But you also need the Pokemon as a way to traverse this world, right? We talked about how it's too dangerous to go out without Pokemon. And through training Pokemon, you are able to explore this world further. You're able to communicate with people, learn about stuff, and that ends up being reflected on the outside for you too as a trainer. You gain these badges, you're able to explore more, you talk to people, and I just think that's so good, that sort of symbiosis of you and your Pokemon needing each other to become your best selves. I love this game, man. That
is beautiful.
I just choose my favorites, roll with them, and as you say, sometimes it's about battling, sometimes it's about getting stronger, and that's like a good test of like certain Pokemon. But I love when Pokemon games in the future add ways to interact with these creatures that isn't just battling. And I love that. But we're going to do a lot of battling in a minute when we get on the SS Anne.
God, yeah.
People are hot on that ship. They are ready to go. Because there was a party taking place seemingly by the time we're on that boat. Everyone's sort of done partying and the boat's ready to go. So the passengers are kind of restless, and you're sort of walking around the ship, and about half of them challenge you to a battle just out of boredom, it seems.
Yeah.
And yeah, so in the cabins you'll find like families, you'll find the gentleman type trainer, which is like, you know, top hat, monocle, cane. Yeah, any interesting like trainers that you fought during this time? Like, there's a lot to explore on this ship. Yeah.
No one really stood out. It was just some of them were just kind of weird. There was the two guys and a girl in like the lass and the little Pokemon junior trainer. Mm-hmm. And it was just kind of like the idea of like walking in there and just like, you didn't know what you're walking into. And I always found that very odd in all of Pokemon. You can just walk into anyone's house. Like if someone like my front door is right there. If someone opens that door, I'm literally going to just take this light that you can't see off camera and swing. Because I don't know who you are.
There's one dude where you go into his cabin, I think it's near the beginning, and he's like, well, how dare you just storm into my cabin? Like, what the hell are you doing here? And I'm yeah, fair.
You kids!
Fair enough. I just stormed into your quarters and just challenged you to a battle, I guess. John, I don't know about you, but when I beat that guy, I did like a victory dance around him in the room.
That's awesome.
Just to assert my dominance. There's the kitchen where there's just some chefs hanging out.
That's
don't
weird.
Yeah,
I thought that I was going to be fighting chef Pokemon or chef trainers and nothing happened. I was like, all right, cool.
Did you listen to one of them say that they dropped something in the trash can?
I did, yep. And I did pick up what was in the trash can. It was fantastic. I'm going to hold on to that bad boy.
Yeah, it's a great ball. It's what you were looking for last week with the Abra. Are you gonna take that great ball and go find an Abra, or are you waiting a little bit longer?
I may have tried, and I forgot that I had the great ball, and I missed the Abra. So I've locked myself out of that one. Whoops.
John, this great ball being in this trash can would begin a lifelong obsession with me and many Pokemon players, I think, with checking every trash can in every future Pokemon game for items. And 99% of the time, there's nothing there, but you check every time anyway. Yeah.
I didn't know. I guess that's true. I guess I checked every. You know what? I did. I checked a trash can when I was talking to someone in their room, and I was like, "Oh, there's nothing there. It's just trash." And I was like, "Okay, you got me, Pokemon. You got me. All right."
And then, as we're heading along to this ship, nearing the captain's quarters, your rival appears.
Finn, what are you doing to me, man? What are you doing to me?
Once again, I was absolutely blindsided by this rival coming out. I was not prepared. My Pokemon weren't healed up.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So I was like, damn it. But absolutely bodied him. Just absolutely destroyed that guy. What about you? Did you find this one tough, or did you?
No issues. I walking into this one, I can say that I had some pretty powerful Pokemon. Some evolutions happened. And Nunu really, really helped against your Wartortle.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So Nunu evolved, or who else has evolved at this point?
So at this point now, Nunu has evolved. I have a Weeping Bell.
Disgusting Pokemon. Disgusting.
Yeah, it's gross as hell. Cash evolved. I do have a Sandslash.
Yes. Love that creature. Oh my god, so good.
The Sandslash is one of the best looking designed Pokemon. And I will even say this. It looks good. The pixel art, looking on the Pokemon, looking toward the Pokemon, all of it mostly looks great. When you're over the shoulder, a lot of them look like trash. I'll be absolutely honest.
Yeah, they hadn't figured that out at this point. Yeah, there's some rough ones where it's like, what am I looking at? Is that
Yeah, what is this? This is the back for someone? I don't know who the hell this is. So, Cash, Sandshrew, always looks good. I've always liked how that looked on the back. And so does Jerry. Oh, but the Jerry is also a Gyarados, so that looks awesome as well.
Oh, little Gyarados. Level up.
I have a Gyarados. I'm going to be honest, I grinded so much.
That's what I was like,
I don't know what I'm walking in. And again, I just want a water type Pokemon. That's all I don't have right now. I know I don't have a Psychic or anything, but I've got a Fighting, I've got Fire. I just need Gyarados now. And so Jerry literally was just up front, get out, up front, get out. And I just kept on like leveling his ass up until finally it was actually on the SSN right before I fought you that he evolved. And I was like, all right, cool. I have Bite now. And Bite does some effing damage.
Bite's really good. John, what a payoff for raising this Magikarp. Again, it ties back into what I was saying. Like, there are no universally strong Pokemon. Go with what favorites. If you raise a Pokemon right, they will reward you back.
Exactly.
Everyone who trashed this Magikarp in the beginning of the game thought it was never going to go anywhere. Lost out, because Gyarados is objectively one of the coolest Pokemon in Gen 1. Just this big
really is.
Sea serpent, just with scales and just angry looking thing. Love it.
And it can learn so much.
Yeah.
It's impressive what it can actually learn. And I'm like, damn, you can do that. And like, I started going through the TMs and HMs. I know we'll get to HM, but the TMs, and I was just like, oh, you can learn that?
Yeah.
You can learn that too? What the hell? Okay, I didn't know that.
It's not a dragon, it's water flying, I think, but it can learn dragon moves, which is really nice. Yeah, not really going to help you out in the gym because it's electric, so...
No, not at all.
But other than that, pretty cool that you got a Gyarados. I'm proud of you, bud. So after this rival battle, he talks to you and he says, there's supposed to be a cut master on board. I was supposed to try and learn cut, but all I found was a seasick old man. So he like goes away and does something else. He's like done with this boat. We go in and we find the captain hunched over a trash can.
We've all been there.
Yeah, he's heaving and hoeing, clearly seasick. Like, passengers are talking about it. He's clearly been seasick for a while. There's a book on his desk about how to conquer seasickness that he's opened, but like hasn't been able to read because he's dry heaving over it. Yeah. And so, okay, we have a quest now. We're gonna help this captain. He's gonna teach us how to learn cut. John, what do we do to help this guy out?
It was so weird. It's so weird. Because I just went to talk to the dude, and I just rubbed his back.
You rubbed this guy's back.
I was like, what? And I love that the chime to heal your Pokemon from the Pokemon Center happens as well. Like as you're, and it's just rub, dum, da, da, dum. Oh, I feel better now. I'm like, God damn, I wish that was real life. God. Yeah.
John, in any other RPG of this era, you have to go like to a faraway mountain, storm some fort, and find the magic cure for seasickness. But I think that's what's great about this game. What I'm talking about is like, you're not a hero because of any exceptional talent or strength or like heroic deeds. You're just willing to talk to people and help people out.
Yeah.
Your rival was like, I'm not dealing with this right now. You're pathetic. And you just go and rub this guy's back and you get rewarded with cut, which we know we need to get into the Vermilion Gym. We've been vexed by cut up until this point because we can't get through these bushes. There's locked paths. And again, like another instance of this game saying, you know, you're being rewarded for just doing like these little things, just helping people out in these little ways. So you've got cut now. Some paths are open to you. What do you do when you've got cut for the first time? Do you go and explore areas you couldn't before? Do you go straight to the gym?
I went straight to the gym, and I'll be honest. You messaged me to cut in tall grass, and I didn't. I forgot to do it, and I meant to grab my thing to do it live right now, and I forgot. But I don't know what happened. So go ahead and spoil it. I'll do it right after we're done recording. But like I don't know what. I would assume the grass goes away. Yeah.
So there's little animation where like it cuts the grass, and you can like walk through it, and you won't encounter any wild Pokemon anymore.
Does it come back?
Yes, it does. If you leave the area and come back, it does come back.
Okay.
It's just like a way for you to like, if you're really patient, you can not use your pills and just like get through. Like
that's actually really cool.
Yeah. As soon as I got cut, I backtracked. I had like some business to attend to. So the first thing you do is you go through Diglett Cave, right? And that's how you get back to Vermilion City and the area around it. Because the Digletts made this tunnel, apparently. This isn't just a tunnel where Digletts lived. They built this thing, and it's just super handy and convenient for humans. Mm-hmm. And yeah, you find nothing but Diglett and Dugtrio in this cave. I encountered one, killed it immediately. Just, I have no interest.
No!
Not out of an accident, out of purpose. I'm not adding a Diglett to my party. I'm not even going to bother catching it.
Why?
Because it's just gross.
It's you gross don't want bad. A hot dog with you on your party?
I'm fine with a hot dog. I'm not fine with 3 hot dogs that's pretending it's a different thing than the first hot dog.
Look, sometimes you come together with the people, with your friends, and you have a better time. That's what happens.
John, if you're hanging out with 2 of your friends and you're like close at the hip, are you a different species at that point? Or are you just 3 dudes walking down the alleyway?
We're 3 dudes walking down an alleyway, but we have a different name now.
Oh my god, okay. I hate that. It's a thing they will continue doing, even in this game, they keep doing it where it's like, there's 3 of them now, and it's different, and I hate it every time.
Me alone is 1. You, me, and Rose, we're connected with him. We're a few. We're different things now.
It's actually in the Pokédex that, like, apparently no one has seen what's underneath the ground for this thing. Right?
How? We have shovels.
We have shovels.
It's not like we haven't made shovels. Like, Diglett doesn't own to dig.
We have shovels. We have people who have dedicated their lives to studying every aspect of what Pokemon entails. And no one has seen what's underneath these things.
No one goes, hold up. I have an idea. We can put it back in the ground. I really think it's like 3 Digletts that like have their arms around each other and kind of like a barbershop, not a quartet, but just like they're hanging out and they're just maybe just having a good time with your friends. Being alone sucks. You want to be with your friends, and that's the same thing with Magnemite or Magneton. Like, I've got too much energy in me as one person, and my trainer, like you said, Finn, has helped me and really helped me grow. I have a lot of energy that I don't know how to disperse. So I'm going to hook up with 2 other Magnemites, and they're going to connect with me.
Okay, so like, what do you think? Are they like holding hands under there? Like,
I
what's
hope they
going
are.
on? Okay.
I mean, does Diglett do slap? I don't think so. If it does, then this is going to blow up in my face. But they're just holding hands together. Well, even if they are, like, so I'm in the middle. I'm going to back up. I'm in the middle. I'm holding hands. There's one thing. Here's another. And I got 2 Johns on the other side.
Oh my God, Jon evolved.
A Jon evolved. And now you have to deal with 3 Johns. 1 Jon is hard enough for people. Trust me. Finn has known me for a long time. 3 Johns, you're effed.
So, well, I'm imagining Jon, right? I'm imagining a Diglett, right? I imagine, like, picture, like, the rest of a hot dog, right? That's what its body is. But
I'm so glad I wasn't drinking on that.
But, like, in the below area of the ground, it's like the bottom of the hot dog is wrapped in these, like, multiple, like, maybe there's, like, 30 different shovel arms. And that's how it digs.
Okay.
It's like...
Okay.
And it just extends out of its body. And then I think with the dog trio... I don't know, man. I think like I think it's a mutation. I think something went wrong with them, and like underneath is just like spaghetti. It's just like spaghetti made of hot dogs, and it's just nonsense down there.
Audio listeners, this would be the time for you to come and watch the video version, because Finn is like, his eyes are like I don't know how to actually describe this. I'm one of my least favorite Pokemon. I just hate this thing. It doesn't make any sense. So did you catch one of these things? I did.
What did you name it?
BG.
Oh my God. So it becomes a trio.
Yes.
And suddenly you have the BGs.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. Are you familiar with what the Alolan variant of Doug Trio looks like?
Actually, no, I'm not.
Okay, so I encourage you to look it up after this show.
Okay.
But it's a Doug Trio, except they all have long, flowing golden hair.
Yes. I missed my mark. Someone tell me in the comments, wherever, if we ever do a Nuzlocke on Sun and Moon, I have to do BG again.
Yeah.
And it'll be BG 2.0 or something like that.
To me, they kind of look more like Hanson. That's just what they kind of
Excellent.
All right, so we get through the Diglett Cave. There's nothing else there. We arrive back where we were before in Vermilion City, except now we can cut things. So we can get to these areas we never accessed before. There's like a little hut where you find one of Professor Oak's aides, and he rewards you if you've caught 10 Pokemon, which I had at this point. He gives you the HM Flash, which will be very useful in the next episode when we go through the rock tunnel.
Oh, that's where that's at. You went farther than I did, my friend.
Yeah, you gotta go backwards. I started leveling up different things. At this point, I think Charlie evolved. My Rattata evolved into Eradicate.
Nice.
I also went east out of Cerulean City with Cut again at my side. I can now go there. I did a little tour onto Route 9, which is actually where I'll be going next week, but I dipped out there because I had business there. So I went into the grass and I caught a Spearow, which I'd been looking for a while. It's going straight in the box. It's not even in the party, but I called it Whistle. But this was a means to an end. Just because, like, I was thinking about this thing and I was imagining it attacking, And I imagine it like getting up to like a great height and then just dive bombing, and you just hear like a whistling arrow, just like and just like picking things. So it's called Whistle, but it'll probably live in the box forever now. The reason I wanted to catch that is because that now frees me up to go back to Route 3, where I've caught a Pidgey, Rattata, and a Spearow. So there's only one Pokemon left there I can get. I'm abusing the dupe clause. I caught myself a little Jigglypuff.
Oh, God. I didn't even...
Because you caught a Spearow on that route.
I didn't think about that way, like doing it that way. That's dirty, and I approve. I like that. I like that a lot.
This thing put up a fight. I had like 10 Pokeballs with me. I got down to like 2. I threw that Great Ball that I got on the SSN. It didn't catch it. And I was like, oh man, I'm gonna miss this thing. But with a couple of Pokeballs left, I just caught it. Because I didn't want to... It was level 5, John. All of my Pokemon at this point are like above level 20. So I didn't want to hurt it. I would kill this thing immediately, no matter what attack I used.
So you just threw Pokeballs. You didn't attack it at all.
I did paralysis on it, because when you put a status condition on it, it helps out a little bit. But it was wrestling me. It didn't want to get caught.
Jeez.
But I caught a little Jigglypuff, called it 15s, which is a reference that's going to be completely lost on you. So I described in episode 1 when we saw a Jigglypuff in the Pokemon Center, how it kind of looked like a little marshmallow creature.
Yes.
So, So 15s are a local delicacy where I come from. And it's essentially this like baked treat that is made by like crushing up digestive biscuits, which to you is essentially just picture like plain dry cookies, mushing up some marshmallows and adding up some crushed up cherry in there, and like making this like abomination. And we call them 15s because you use like 15 biscuits, 15 marshmallows, and 15 cherries, and you make this like weird thing. They're delicious, but they're a local delicacy. Okay. And so I just thought, you're a little marshmallow creature, I'm calling you 15s.
Fair.
So another Pokemon named after a local snack.
You know, I'm looking at it right now. I'm actually looking. Okay, you know what? That doesn't look too bad. I'd give it a go.
Yeah. Any Beck seal you go to around this area, any like charity event, there's 15s lying there. So we'll see if 15s actually makes it into the squad. But I don't think I've ever had a Jigglypuff before.
Really?
Yeah. I think I was turned off.
Did you ever catch the original 151? Like full on caught all of them?
No. Because we only had red. We only had Pokemon Red in our house, and we shared that cartridge.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I guess that's true.
So it was never going to happen anyway. I guess I tried at points, but not realizing like how difficult it would be and impossible without other versions of the game, or because it was my brother's cartridge originally, so he had his buddies, but like I don't know if I knew anyone who like was still playing Pokemon by the time I had this access to this cartridge in a Game Boy. Everyone had moved on by that point. It's like, oh, Pokemon's for babies. I think that's all I did with backtracking. I think I got some more. Oh yeah, there was a guy in Pewter who you couldn't get to before, where you talk to him and he talks about like a bad dream he had where a Drowsy was like messing him up, and he gives you the TM for a move called Dream Eater, which is a psychic move. As far as I know, it's the primary move of a Pokemon called Drowsy, which further on in Route 11, I did catch one.
You caught one? Me too.
Yeah, you caught a little Drowsy? I named mine Bergmeyer.
Bergmeyer?
Yes. Not a reference to anything, John. Again, like, I don't want to give you the impression that my Pokemon are always references to stuff. Sometimes you just see a creature, and like the first noise that comes into your head is what you name that thing. And for me, it was Bergmeyer. That's just what this thing looks like with his little hands. It's like, meh. What do you name yours?
Frank.
So far off of Bergmeyer.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, you're gonna love this, Frank.
Why Frank?
The Frank the Tank. I don't know. He's got the gut. He just looks like a tank, and he just was like, I'm like with you. I'm like, and that frankness just, I don't know why. That was the gut check of like, first name that pops into mind, Frank, done. Let's go.
We're heading to the Vermilion Gym.
Yes.
What's your party looking like going into this place?
Party is BG.
Oh my God.
Cash.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. It's a ground type. Cash, ground type. Yep.
And then everyone else. Like I had, Who did I have in there? I had Iggy. I had Mav. Let's see who else. Jerry was in there. I'm just making sure I got everyone in.
Marvin?
Well, Mav was there. Like, I'll be honest. Again, this was a 3-minute fight for me.
Yeah, it was the same for me, but just like the hubris, John.
Oh yeah,
because I took Cremola out of the thing. I was like, you're not going in there.
Real? No, I have everyone in there just in case. Cash and BG. It's new Pokemon. Still feeling them out, but I need my team that I know, Iggy and Mav, who are there, my foundation. If something goes south, I'll throw Mav or Iggy in first. I wasn't going to do Mav because I do like talking to the guy right before the gym, like right when you walk in, and it's like, "Hey, how you doing? So here's what this gym's like. Please don't use these Pokemon or you'll get killed." And I was like, "Okay, not gonna. Mav will be a last resort."
I traded you Cash last week. I don't have a ground type. What am I going to do in this gym?
What are you gonna do?
I pulled out my Moonstone out of the PC and I evolved
snap.
Babs into a Nidoqueen, who is ground poison type, who just absolutely wrecked house. I didn't need any other Pokemon in this fight.
Nice.
It was just them. They didn't even have a ground type move. It was just Body Slam, which is a normal type, and they cleared house. Because they couldn't use any of their electric type moves. Not only is it like not effective, it does no damage.
So does no damage at all.
They were just completely wiped. Just talking about the Vermilion Gym briefly for a little while. It's a weird little gym. How do you get access to Lieutenant Surge in the first place?
So being able to talk to those chefs or those bakers on the SSN, it really kind of sets you up for how you're going to get into this damn gym, because it's like you have to go through all the trash. It feels kind of weird, if I'm going to be honest with you. It feels weird that I'm going through trash to find Switch's Lieutenant Surge, who was in the war. Which, that one cracked me up when he said that. The war. And I'm like, this is 98, so the Gulf War? Like, my dad was in the Gulf War. I don't know what war you're talking about. Like,
well, that's the thing, right? Okay, so he's called the Lightning American, which is bonkers at this point anyway, because like America exists in this game. He talks about, I tell you, kid, electric Pokemon saved me during the war. They zapped my enemies into paralysis the same as I'll do to you. So humans and Pokemon are fighting in this war. Is this a war against Pokemon? Is this a war human on human, and they're just throwing Pokemon in there to do their bidding? Is that moral? Is that a message the game is trying to send us?
I'm not gonna lie. I thought when he said the Pokemon helped me in the war, I thought they shocked my heart back and I almost died. That's where I went. And then he's like, I paralyzed people. I'm like, oh no, oh.
We both seem to clear that gym pretty easy. Now we both have lightning badges. We're 3 badges down. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
We're on to the next one.
Smoking through this pretty fast, as long as no one dies ever again.
Now, it seems we cannot go the obvious route past the Diglett Cave and out eastward to Vermilion Gym. You can actually go out there to a certain point, but in Route 12, you'll discover that there's a sleeping Pokemon blocking the pass, so you cannot advance. That sleeping Pokemon is a big ol' Snorlax who just refuses to move. So we can't go that way. So, like I said before, we got to go up, back to Vermilion City, up via Route 9, through the Rock Tunnel, and we'll end up in Lavender Town. So that's where we're going to end up next. And even then, there's no gym in Lavender Town, so we're going to have to go further on to Celadon City to get the Rainbow Badge from Erica. So there's a lot we're looking forward to next time. So that'll be fun. That was a wild episode. It's going to be a wild episode next time, probably. Until next time, John, where can they find us if they want to keep up with stuff?
So you can find Now to Play and all the other CouchCapades podcasts wherever you listen to podcasts, or on youtube.com/CouchCapades /@CouchCapades. For the video versions, we also do Let's Plays, live stuff, all that fun stuff. On social media, we're everywhere. Twitter, actually, no, I don't know. I don't know where we're at anymore. TikTok, Blue Sky, Threads, all of it's at CouchCapades. So come hang out, tweet at us. What's a Blue Sky called? Blue Sky at us? Sky at us? Comment at us?
What?
I don't know what Twitter. I don't know what you could say. Like, leave a message us on Blue Sky is what I'm trying to say, and leave comments.
Reply. What?
Reply. I don't know, man. Look, man. I'm a CEO. I don't know.
What do you do on threads? What do you do? Do you thread people?
I think so. I don't know. I think
God.
people are still trying to figure that out.
Okay. Well, clearly you figured it all out already, so you should just let them know.
I have to do social media, and I'm still trying to figure it out.
So find us wherever you can.
Please do.
Do whatever you do when you get there. And we'll
Comment.
see.
Tell us your favorite Pokemon. I don't care.
It better not be Doug Trio, but anyway, we'll see next time.
Wait, no. If you're here, I need fan art of Doug Trio. All right. I need it, and I want to show Finn, and we're going to have reactions to Finn. I want to see it.
Yeah, I like that. Like, give us your interpretation of what it looks like underneath there. Even if it's like a doodle. I want to see someone do my spaghetti interpretation, because even I'm not fully sure what that would look like. John, I bet they can fix him. I bet they can make me like Doug Trio just by showing me something underneath. They could fix that Pokemon.
Let's do it. Let's see what happens.
So we'll be looking forward to that next time.